excited to see Endgame.
Endgame, yeah. End War. That's the third one.
Yeah, End War. Because I want to see what happens, but like I will not see Star Wars. I have no desire to.
Wow.
Honestly, like the Last Jedi absolutely killed everything. Like, okay, so I liked the Force Awakens when it came out.
JJ's
Uh,
back.
I really enjoyed it. I didn't mind JJ. I thought Rogue One was a missed opportunity. I thought it had some cool parts in it, but I didn't think it was great. Solo is a terrible, terrible movie. And The Last Jedi was a piece of shit. It was like, okay, the only thing that is good about that movie is Kylo Ren's story. Everything else, like, so with Kylo Ren,
He's
and
fantastic.
Rey,
He's so
so like
good.
you have like that Yoda thing on the island, so everything on the island except the weird titty thing. But I was like, whatever, it's Star Wars. So like Rey's story and Kylo Ren's story was interesting. Everything else was terrible.
I can agree
Everything
with
else
you.
was like
I'll agree with you that for me it wasn't.
the exact same spot that they were at the start of that movie, and it was like, oh, so nothing mattered.
No,
And
they're
like,
not.
yeah,
I would disagree.
well, the fight scene was really cool, and like they had it in the throne room, but like, why build up Snoke? Like, there's all these things like, why build up Snoke if he's not going to be anything?
But you can't say that the exact.
It's Star Wars. There's no depth to the Star Wars universe. Let's not pretend that there is. And this is what happens when you artificially try to give it depth. There's nothing. There's nothing here.
You can't say it's the exact same when you have Kylo Ren, who's like the apprentice at the beginning of the movie, and then at the end, he's like leading this whole thing, right? Like, I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but I take assumption, or I take umbrage that lots of things do change at the end of Last Year. I think people just.
I mean, they were like physically in the exact same spot. Like the ship, they did not move, and it was like you're in space. I don't want to watch a slow ass.
I see what you mean. Okay.
Like it was like things like that. But it was like, why? Like who thought that was a good idea? Like this is not why I'm watching Star Wars.
Rian Johnson.
Pod racing or cool space battles. That's what I want to see.
Pod racing.
Come on.
I don't want pod
racing.
racing.
I want to see a lightsaber fight. Where the fuck was that?
You got a lightsaber battle. You didn't get a fight, but you got.
It doesn't count fighting the vibro blades. I'm talking a legitimate. I wanted two people to go at it, and not that ghost ass Luke Skywalker.
You sound like such an old curmudgeon Star Wars fan.
No, I just want Star Wars to admit what it is, and it's fun, and I want Star Wars to be fun.
Yeah, but then you had people that did that with Force Awakens, where it's like you got those lightsaber fights, this and that, everyone just, oh, it's the exact same. So you're never gonna win. We're never gonna.
Nobody's ever gonna win.
I'll ask
you. And that's the issue with Star Wars. It doesn't matter. You could literally come out with a perfect movie, a movie that would destroy every one of these movies in the Oscars, and there'd still be people like, well, I really like the scene on Kamino when Obi-Wan was trying, and you're like, shut the fuck up.
And you'd be one of them.
Oh, no, I just want it to be a decent movie, and it fails in script writing every single time, and it fails.
Oh, that's so hyperbolic. That, like, especially
hyperbolic. There's no gravity in space, Travis. How do bombs drop?
Who cares? It's fantasy. It's a fantasy movie. These are people that can move rocks with.
I'm trying to put in like all these deeper meanings to things that you can't.
No, you can still do that. It's about characters and lore and mythology. But I don't care if a fucking bomb drops at this speed or not, because these are guys with laser swords. They can shoot lightning out of their fingertips, and you fuckers are worried about like lobbing shots and whatnot. Come on.
That's what makes it fantastical, is that there's rules in a universe, right? It's like Harry Potter. Why is it scary? Or like why is the magic scary? Because you know how it works. It follows a set of rules that is applicable across the scenario. Same with Lord of the Rings. You know what the rules are, it sets it out. Whereas with Star Wars, and like I'll include the expanded universe, everybody's like, I think it should be like this. No, let's add this. And it's like, no. Pick something, go with it. Star Trek, it picks it, and it goes with it. It's a consistent rule. And I think that's important in those movies. Like, what was that horror movie that came out? It was with the STD.
It Follows.
It Follows. Yeah, so It Follows was great because you're like, I know what the rule is. Until about 3/4 of the way through, when there was a naked dude on the roof, you're like, I don't get it anymore. Can it move like that quickly? And then you start like second guessing everything, and then the whole movie magic.
Well, you showed me the Star Wars movie previously that had these bombs that were dropping really slow the gravity.
You know that there's no gravity in space, so it makes no sense.
It's not real space. It's not a real thing. It's not a real thing. They can work however it wants to be space. You know why? Because it's a fantasy movie.
But we know how space works. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a rule. I know it's a fantasy universe, but like
we don't know how space works up there. It's a fake. It's a fake world.
I know it's a fake. Obviously, there's obviously not all these different aliens too, but it's like, if you have rules in this universe, because we know that there's upside down and everything else, because we've seen it in all the other space battles, like in the prequel trilogy. Okay, this is how this works.
But these are new bombs. They invented new bombs that are anti-gravity bombs. Boom, done.
Okay, then, but like, why do you have a beeper? Like there's just all this shit.
Oh no!
Like retro tech. It's dumb. We don't need to talk about it, but like seriously, episode 8 was it? Episode 8 is one of like the worst films I've ever seen.
That's such a lie. Because I feel like worst films is like you got bad cinematography, bad score, bad acting. You can say whatever you want about any choices with Luke, blah blah. No one's bad acting in that movie, you know.
Rose.
That's another can of worms. What I was going to ask you to move on, and then we'll get to these last few categories. Are you going to be checking out the Star Wars TV shows like The Mandalorian?
No.
What about Obi-Wan?
Nope.
You're not going to watch a single thing. Even people say this is...
Man. That movie, and I'm not being like hyperbolic at all. Like.
So you're not going to see episode 9?
Probably not.
You're gonna.
On it, like, I didn't see Solo in theater. I didn't feel the need, like.
But that's what I mean. It'll pop up.
There's not any video games that are out that are like exciting me at all. Like both Battlefront sucked, and it was like, wow, I really like Star Wars growing up, but now it's like, okay, it seems to be like there's really no depth to this universe. Let's try to do it. Oh, it sucked. Like ever since Disney took over Star Wars, I like The Force Awakens. I know a lot of people don't, but like I think that's a really good movie, and it's just gone downhill since then. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't care about Star Wars. It expanded too quick with Disney when I had like BB-8 oranges and everything else. And like, hey, I'm not immune. Right here, grab my desk, within hand's reach. BB-8. I fucking love The Force Awakens, and I still could not give a shit about what happens with Star Wars now. It's totally ruined it for me.
JJ's gonna fix it all. I trust in that. You're gonna be curious, and what's gonna happen is if episode 9, let's say it comes out and everyone's just fucking raving about it, you might not see it in theater, but there's gonna be a part of you when it pops up on Netflix or something, you're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna watch this because you're gonna want to know what JJ has in store.
Yeah, you know what? If it pops up on Netflix, I'll hate watch it like I did Solo.
Why hate watch it? Give it a chance. It's JJ. What if he fixes those things you didn't like in Last Jedi?
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's not, but and I hope for your sake that it goes well. But like, I'm done with Star Wars. I don't care anymore.
Wow.
There's nothing about Star Wars that I find appealing anymore.
Wow.